Good morning, everybody. What is up? It is Monday. It is 6:32 a.m. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. I had some issues with my equipment here. My browser was not allowing me to have a microphone. Like, it wasn't picking up the audio, and so I had to restart, and then I had to open a new browser and get a new link and all that crazy stuff. So anyway, I am here, and I should be live on YouTube, live on X. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. We're going to talk more about what we do towards the end of this live show, but for the moment, just if you really want to know who we are, zap that QR code in the top right-hand corner, and that'll take you to our website. And then we'll talk more about that later. For now, the comments section is open, so if you have charts that you want to see, go ahead and ask a question. Ask a question in the comment section over on YouTube. I think X may allow for comments if you're watching live on X. And, that's what we do. We do custom charts here. We do it live. So I think we're going to start with Bitcoin because that is just always the hottest thing. It's where the volatility is. It's what everybody's interested in trading. Honestly, I can make more money trading other things besides Bitcoin, but I usually make better money holding cryptocurrency than I do any other asset. So that should kind of tell you something. Let me go ahead and share the screen. I think the first thing before we get into the charts is going to be taking a look at what's going to happen this week. So let me zoom in on the chart. Okay. Testing some new indicators here. So, don't worry about all the gobbledygook on the screen. We'll find a way to clean that up for you here. Maybe we look over here. All right, that's much better. BTC USD. And we'll jump over to the daily chart. And we'll just take a look at some price action here. For those of you who are following me, there's just been a lot of testing going on. Taking a look at some indicators here so you can see them on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and silence those as well. I've got some of my own algos that are coming out here. And so the testing is what I've been doing really all weekend. I did not take the weekend off from a lot of things. I did take the weekend off on Saturday from doing a video just because I was just exhausted. Just had too much going on. As much as I want to keep sending out content, I got to get sleep. All right. So look, Monday the 5th, that's today. Let's see what we got on the calendar. 8 a.m. You have USD ISM services PMI. That's important. And that's 8 EST. So that's going to be, that's 8 mountains. That's 10 EST, right? So you're looking at, 10 o'clock, about 30 minutes after the market opens. And then you have some Aussie news. So after this 10 EST, there should be actually a fair amount of decent volatility in the morning, right? Market open on a Monday, prices move. Then you got this news coming out, should push price along a little bit. You know me, I don't trade during the news event. I wait until after the market has more or less absorbed that news. And then at 10:30 p.m. EST, if you're trading, like say if you're in Australia or if you're just in a different part of the world and you like to trade that Sydney Open, you can get some Aussie news coming out there. Their cash rate, this is their probably the biggest news of the month over with the Aussie dollar. Morning, MavBet. Yeah, we'll take a look at Solana. No problem. We got Tuesday, Canada. It's going to be at about 12:45 p.m. So right in the middle of the trading day in the U.S., you have the Bank of Canada Governor Macklem has a conversation, and then you have some New Zealand news, and that's going to happen at about 4:45 p.m. EST. Their employment/unemployment data comes out. Wednesday is going to be fairly quiet, which might be a great day to trade without too much going on. You got a couple of FOMC members talking, and unless they say something outrageous that probably won't interrupt too many things, you have the unemployment every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. EST, so that will have an effect. Although it's a weekly metric, so it's probably not going to push, things around too much. That's something that happens every week. You've got RBA Bullock speaking Thursday at 5:30 p.m. EST, so that's going to be. I think that's gosh, I have to look to see when the Sydney Open is. I thought the Sydney Open is well after that, like by a few hours. So I have to look at that. More Canadian data coming out on Friday, but that's it for Friday so far. So unless something pops up on the calendar, Friday might be a nice day to trade. Thursday, certainly, the unemployment will add a little volatility, but that's before the market opens. So, once the market opens in New York, then it will be a nice day to trade, I think. Wednesday, great day. It looks like outside of the FOMC members having their say, the Fed's going to be relatively quiet this week, which is great. I thought on Wednesday we would see the Fed minutes, so that might pop up on the calendar, after the fact. We'll see about it. The one kind of landmine here is the Chinese CPI. Chinese market has been making a lot of news. I wouldn't let it really worry me too much. Like there's this whole, Evergrande is going to tank China. Like we've talked about this. It's not really that big of a deal. If China's market tanks, it's probably not because of Evergrande. Like China is not like the US. Their economy is very much based on production rather than finance, right? In the US, we're not a producer like China is. So we produce things. We're still a manufacturing power, but we're not like we used to be. The share of our money in proportion of finance versus actual production manufacturing is very different than it was 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, right? China's more like that. China actually produces things. China makes real stuff where we just have finance. So Evergrande and their financial problems, it's probably going to be self-contained. And if anything, China will just like push that debt and those problems out of their country, and they'll take care of their own first, because that's just, how they do. So, all right. So that's the week ahead. And we have a request for MavBet to look at Solana. We'll take a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll take a look at Solana. Okay. So yeah, Bitcoin is staying within this long consolidation. And as a matter of fact, it looks as if I thought it was going to make its way down towards December lows yesterday, but it really actually popped up strong. And I had a good trade. I took profit on it, and then it moved up to its stop, but I had already taken profit on more than half the money. So it was it was a slight profit. It wasn't a big win because of the other half of the money stopping out. But it looks as if we're actually seeing a tighter range start to develop right here. And I might have to zoom into a lower time frame to take a look at that, okay? So let's do that before we start drawing squares here, rectangles. Let's take a look at, say, the 3 hour, going back to January 29th. Okay, so let's do that. 3 hour. Yeah, it looks like we're seeing a range to, start to establish. I'd say it looks like this. Yeah, that looks about right. So I would look at, if price is able to break above this, this range could be better defined a little bit higher because of the prior price action. But I'd say if price really breaks above this with any meaningful, like say a 3 hour candle closes well above that line, well above, say, 43,650, and it stays above that for like at least one full candle, then price might actually be reversing and heading up to the upside. And the fact that this isn't just continuing to bounce around in that old 2-month-old consolidation might be a clue that price is ready to actually head up and continue up. Now, a lot of people, including myself, were of the opinion that we might see price break below this like 2-month long consolidation and break downwards and really go catch some lows. However, until that happens, I am not making any assumptions there, right? Like, there's a lot of liquidity to the downside. In fact, let's go ahead to the Kingfisher and take a look at the liquidity. Let's see here. See if we can grab some free credits here. Little spin to win. So the Kingfisher is a great site. There is a link. There's a referral link in the description. Okay, so if you go to that referral link, you can just grab these credits and get liquidity maps. So the Kingfisher is a much bigger site than that, and I don't really use it to its full potential at all. But the liquidity map is super, super convenient, and there's a lot of liquidity at about 40,300. I talked about this yesterday on X. And price does want to go towards that, but it's not going to do that if the charts favor a move to the upside. The charts actually have to favor a move to the downside to grab that liquidity. Now, but until price actually breaks out of this larger consolidation, then I am of the opinion that we will see that liquidity get grabbed, which is down at 40,300. Which is really just the bottom of this consolidation. It really is. There's a lot of liquidity down here. And basically what that means is that people have gone long, right? And they've gone long and their stop losses are like down in this area. That's generally what that means. It's literally what that means if you're looking at the Kingfisher, right? So so for price to break above here, and it'll leave that liquidity behind. It's just, it's possible. It's completely possible. This is weird. Oh, boy. Looks like I had an internet break. I hope I didn't. If I went silent, it's because I lost internet for just a moment here. Look, I'd say there's a decent chance just based on the algo screen here, and I'm going to jump off this screen. There's a decent chance price will reject still and head down. Decent chance. The algos are high time frame bullish, but at the same time, there's a very high time frame resistance up against which price is hitting, right? And so there's a decent chance price will need to head down and grab some liquidity before it goes up. But that with Bitcoin and really with any asset can change at any moment. It's just that right now the charts short term don't favor a move down, but in the kind of higher time frame, there is a rejection that looks like it's coming, right? It doesn't mean it's going to come. It looks like it's coming. And so we got to pay attention to that, right? And also we have this liquidity downside. So again, I wouldn't be terribly surprised, even if price does pop up here, to get rejected at the top of this range and then head back down. It's a very good possibility. And we have the gorilla in the house. Good morning, sir.
I'm going to come.
What's that?
I'm going to come.
What does that even mean? Hello?
You don't get the joke?
No, I don't get the joke, bro.
I'll play a clip for you.
Okay. I'm like scared.
Clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Oh, good Lord. Are we getting, that's just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Who cares, bro?
I'm going to come.
Who says that?
Donald.
Who said the Donald says that?
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, he said it in reference to the context. He's coming. He's gonna show up. You know.
Oh yeah, I know what
Yeah.
he means, but we know what it
So
sounds
people
like.
splice together where Kamal has it. Don't come. Donald's like, I'm gonna come.
Yeah. Well, so that sounded like Kamala Harris telling people not to come to the border.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, I'm enjoying the Starbucks tribute blend that I purchased. It is phenomenally delicious. Wow.
Wait, did you go to Starbucks to buy coffee, or did you like?
No, I bought it. You can't buy the tribute blend.
You can't buy the beans.
No, you can
So
buy
you
the
went to
beans. I bought the
Starbucks-
beans. No, I bought the beans. You
Oh, you
can't buy
bought
the
the beans.
drink. Yeah, they don't brew it. It's not something
Gotcha.
they brew, unless you want to do a pour over and wait like 10, 15 minutes. But
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Mavbit wants to see Solana. So let's do
I want
that.
to see Solana.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna. You got to shut it off while I do Solana. You got to come back later.
What?
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 Huh? What? So yeah, look, it does right now look as if Bitcoin wants to break out of this mini consolidation, and we'll see if it has the gas to get up to. If it does break out, we'll see if it has the gas to get up to like 44.5, which is the top of a very long consolidation, right? So we'll see if it does. For the moment, I would actually be looking for rejections to the downside, and if we get a good solid rejection, my target is going to be down again at 40 whatever it is, 40,300, because it was a good trade, and like I said, I made money on it, but I overall profited. But of course, Bitcoin is notorious for punishing shorts and gathering liquidity to the top side. So when I went short, I'm sure a bunch of other people did as well. Their stop losses were up here. Bitcoin went up and grabbed it, but I was smart enough to take off more than half of the risk and profit prior to Bitcoin doing that. So that is what that is, right? When I went short, just to take a look here, when I went short, it was right about here, right? And so, of course, I had my larger target down this way. My stop loss was up in here. It's roughly right about here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was like right about here. And I was anticipating that, I don't know, maybe it was a little higher. Whatever the deal was, it was enough to where it's already been stopped out. And I anticipated this happening. So I actually took some profit right here. And my target was actually higher than this. I had a better target than this, right? So I took off profit like right about there. And then my target was actually a little bit higher, anticipating that we would see a liquidity grab first and then a move down. So anybody who is over at Algo Factory's, Telegram is able to see this trade as I'm getting into it. And of course, we don't give investment advice or anything like that. But if somebody at Algo Factory sees what I'm doing and their research looks like my research, they can take a similar trade. Happens all the time. Lots of people win money. All right, cool. So Mavbet. Let's take a look at Solana. And then we'll see if we can, SOLUSDT, if we can gather some data here. Solana is, look, this particular formation, it's kind of somewhere between a symmetrical triangle and not a symmetrical. It's like a weird in-betweener. It's slightly bearish, but then again, it's Solana. I don't like saying Solana's slightly bearish ever because it's like Solana. Solana's just hot. It's one of those coins where I don't like shorting it right now at all. Like I would look for long entries. And Bitcoin is similar to that. Like shorting Bitcoin, the fact that I have the gall to short it is uncommon amongst smarter traders. Like it's maybe not the smartest thing to do to short Bitcoin. It's just, I know a lot of traders simply won't do it. But you're seeing these lower highs over the past like week or two. You're seeing these lower highs and higher lows as well, but the lower highs are getting lower faster than the higher lows are getting higher, right? So that's kind of a poem. But long story short, this downward movement is sharper than this upward movement. So it's slightly bearish, but look, it's Solana. I mean, that's the problem. Like you don't necessarily want to short it unless it's a very clear short. Let me grab some liquidity and see what Solana has going on their, for the derivatives exchanges. Let's see where people's liquidations are, where their stop losses are, right? We got Algo Andy giving us the smiley face. What's up, brother? All right, so there's a lot of liquidity sitting at 92.66, and there's a little bit more at about 86. So we got 92.66, which is right about here, more or less. And then we have, what do we say, 80, what? 86-ish? It would make sense for price to revisit that area. It would. It's just that right now it's compressing and Solana is just hot, man. Like if Bitcoin ranges and does not make any strong moves to the up or downside, money's probably going to flow to Solana. I'd say before it even flows to Ethereum, I'd have to look at the flows. But I mean, this Solana may come to these levels. Let me take a look at the algo screen. If you guys can't handle craziness, close your eyes real quick. We're going to take a look at the algo screen for Solana. Remember, this isn't really like the algo. Half of this is just stuff I'm testing, so don't think that I'm sitting here deciphering all of this at the same time. I could tell you Solana is like it's flat. You know what I mean? From a it's high time frame bullish, right? It wants to go up. Period. It's just at a point where it needs to also take a rest. So to look at this from a range standpoint, it does seem to be establishing a sort of a range. You got these kind of general highs right here, and the bottom of that range is right where this liquidity is. So it might be that Solana does break out to the upside, but it may also go down to grab this liquidity, and that's just all going to depend short term on what's going on. High time frame though, it's like Solana is pretty bullish. I would look for a breakout of this range, right? I'd look for price to break out of this range and head up. That's just what I would do. And you all know, I think my targets right now on Solana for the like midterm are like 144. 144 is my target, but I'm not ready to take that trade just yet, right? You could look at it also from a head and shoulders perspective. So let me clean this up a hair, and then we'll probably have to get off of the out of the public chat and go over to the private. But you do have a bit of bullishness here. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to break out, and it's not that clean. You've got some issues with it. It certainly hasn't completed the head and shoulders. It seems to be taking its time. Let's make this more appropriate. So I would look at this like that. Now, the problem, of course, this is an upward sloping head and shoulders, cutting into profits. If you are over at Algo Factory, you know how I trade these, you know what my metrics are. So I probably wouldn't look to trade this necessarily. But, oh, nice. I got a little gold trade winning right now. Love to see that. Sorry about the alerts, folks. I got trades going on. It is what it is. Live trading show. So anyway, that's Solana right now. It's range bound. And I would say it'll probably reject and head down and grab some of this liquidity before it does anything. But, this is a 3-hour chart. You're looking at setups that go for days on trades. So Mav, but I hope that is able to kind of give you an idea what's going on. Crypto is range bound at the moment, and it's going to be range bound for probably a moment. And so we'll, when it breaks out, it breaks out. We'll be there every single day to talk about it. Gorilla, please, sir, give us that send off. Talk a little bit about what we do. Cause what I've been doing, Gorilla, is I've been starting these shows without talking about what we do, just to get straight into the content. So people don't have to sit there through the speech, but we only have a minute to do it. So give us that elevator, escalator, parachute speech.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, you could join Jimmy John's trading group. You can join, you can learn how to trade on YouTube. You can go get some books from your local library and figure out how to trade. We don't teach you how to trade. We do more than that. We not only teach you how to trade, but we also teach you how to build the algorithms that trade on your behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In other words, look, you got a life, right? You actually got things to do. You got bills to pay. You got kids to take to school. You got soccer practice. You got a lot of crap going on in your life. On top of that, you're trying to stay ahead of what's happening in the world. Inflation's creeping up, and you're wondering, hey, should I go get a job at Five Guys? Should I go get a job at the Macy's perfume counter? Before you do that, get yourself educated. No matter, look, here's the thing. What you learn with us, you learn for life. And what you learn with us can be applied for the rest of your life if you apply yourself. Is this the easiest track you can take? Hell no. It's going to be hard, but it's not difficult. It's going to be hard, but it's not difficult so long as you stay with us, even with after the coursework is complete. Stay with us, okay, and hone your skills, because we will help you hone your skills. And once your skills are honed, my friend, you could work from anywhere in the world. You could be your own boss. You can start creating some serious income for yourself, whether you're trading cryptos, whether you're trading Forex, whether you're trading futures and options, whatever the hell it is you're trading, we got you covered. And you could trade from anywhere in the world. You'd be on a beach in Bali, picking lint from your belly button. As long as you got Algo Factory, you are coming out winning. And that's the difference here, folks. For less than the price of a bottle of water, that is $1.66 per day. Folks, this is like life-changing opportunity here. I'm serious when I say this. We don't have any lotions or potions or pills. What we have is the ability to teach you the skills to pay the bills. Take us out, cowboy. AlgoFactory.tech.
Yeah, simple, not easy.
Yep.
Sick. Thanks, everybody. We're out.